Student Representative Mark, let's hear it.
My fellow students of Midnight, I come before you all today to prepare a secession from the United Knights of Dalewood. Before I delve into why this is a necessity for our people, allow me to explain exactly what I mean when I say secession. I'm proposing that we, Midnight, leave the UKD and become an independent nation known as the Republic of Midnight. We will be free from the wrath of our oppressors, and we will not need to cooperate with them to create legislation. We will have a new constitution promising equal rights for all students, along with clear and specific allocation of power to the teacher. As we all know, Macedonia is actively oppressing us with their laws. Our Constitution has nothing to protect us. We cannot amend the Constitution as that requires compliance from our oppressors, which they will not give us. The only way for us to exist free of oppression is through succession. We need a nation separate from them, or else they will continue to torment us. The UKD Constitution is weak. The Student Representative meeting on January 7th, 2026 proved this. First off, there's no equal rights for students under the Constitution, and nothing in the Constitution states our votes are equal. This is a gross oversight that is vital to the success of a nation. One could attempt to amend our Constitution, however, the lawsuits in Macedonia would certainly strike this down. Our weakness is shown by several sections of the Constitution, but I will name one for now. Article 3, Section 4. If the teacher and student representatives agree that a proposed law or amendment violates this Constitution, it shall not be enacted. So, this section just doesn't tell us what it means by agree. Okay, does this mean majority? Does this mean unanimous? There is no elaboration. There's no way for us to even know what the framers of the Constitution intended this to be. Vague sections of the Constitution like this fuel conflict and weaken our nation. Amending our Constitution will not work, because as mentioned, our oppressors will shut down all attempts. We need to create a new Constitution. Using our current Constitution as inspiration, but making much needed improvements such as equal rights for students. Now, Mr. Nesson is planning on striking down the oppressive law passed that limited our voting power. This would at first seem to be a good thing, because we would no longer be oppressed. However, Mr. Nesson does not have the constitutional power to do this. Mr. Nesson claims that Article 3, Section 5 of the Constitution gives him authority to repeal laws. And that reads, the teacher is given limited authority by the class to interpret and enforce the provisions of this Constitution and any laws that are enacted. Now, there's nothing in this section about removing laws, and this would be a gross overreach of his power. Him doing so would create the precedent that he can remove laws that he interprets as unconstitutional, whenever he decides. And there's no say from the students on that matter. This would paint a grim picture for our nation's future, as any law we pass can just be removed by Mr. Nesson and would be considered constitutional due to the precedent that we would set right now. He is trying to manipulate us into increasing his power. He does not care about helping us or care about the Constitution. He is merely taking advantage of our oppression and using it to abuse his power. Mr. Nesson is no better than Macedonia. We must not give in to his wicked, self-serving agenda. To those concerned with the idea that secession will allow Mr. Nesson to assign us tests and homework for the remainder of the semester, do not be dissuaded. Under Wheaton High School policy, a teacher is not able to give unequal homework, meaning that we will also have the protection of Macedonia, which will be under the UKD flag still, and they will still be protected against homework and tests, meaning that we will too. So, Mr. Nesson is trying to threaten us with tests and homework, even though he knows that he can't give that. He is trying to scare us into submission for his evil agenda, and we will not listen. Now, we are faced with a choice. Do we allow Mr. Nesson to unconstitutionally remove this law and open the doors of future tyranny? This would be a disgusting display of government overreach, but it will benefit us in the short term as we no longer be oppressed. Or do we accept this horrid law imposed on us by our oppressors? Surely we cannot accept such an unjust society as described in the law. Neither of these choices actually benefits Midnight. They both go to our downfall. The only choice that benefits Midnight would be secession, as allowing Mr. Nesson to strike down the law would set a precedent that erases much of our voice, because he can just veto any law that we pass. And accepting the law would force us to live as an oppressed class against the losses, okay? The only option that benefits Midnight is to withdraw ourselves from the UKD. This will free us from our oppression while still limiting Mr. Nelson's power and prevent future constitutional crises that are inevitable with our vague constitution. Today, you will make a choice. A free Midnight under a new strong constitution, independent from oppression, or we continue to stay in the UKD under a weak constitution that cannot be amended while Lacedonia attempts to oppress us and Mr. Nelson abuses his power. Your decision today will decide the fate of Midnight for semesters to come. I urge you to choose freedom.